Shalom. First off of all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yashai, Bashem, Rakar Kadash, double honors to the apostles and notice the GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are learning truth and sincerity, the women, the children, and the confusion of faith who follow. Got an article that I found today. Um, it's going to really speak for itself. It says, whites to bear arms inside of far-right militias ready for Civil War II as anti-Biden fanatic threatens to bomb Capitol. So it's a play on words right there. You know, they say that you have the right to bear arms, but it says whites to bear arms. So, you know, these Edomites, they're getting their blood boiled, and it says, Civil War II. It's kind of like World War II. But speaking of the Civil War, so I mean, they could have called it the New Civil War or something like that. But that's neither here nor there. It says, with this chilling threat to blow up 2 blocks of Washington D.C. and anti-Biden rants, it says the Capitol bomb threat suspect appeared to echo the sentiment of many far-right militias. Floyd Ray Roseberry was on Thursday identified by police as the man they say sent the U.S. Capitol into lockdown with his claims to have explosives in his pickup truck. So we're going to scroll down, and these are all angry white folks, but those are in the past. And this is the guy right here. Okay, it says Floyd Ray Roseberry was on Thursday identified as people. Or yeah, read that. Let's see. It says, and while Roseberry has not been linked directly to any far-right militias, the suspect's words posted on Facebook Live appeared to follow the sentiments of the groups who prepped for the Civil War II, or the Second Civil War, the new Civil War. Okay, a modern Civil War. The Sun reported, Maslaki, this article is from today, August 24th. And it's from the USSun.com, Slovakia. But it says the Sun reported in November of last year how gun-toting militias were arming themselves across America as they prepare for Joe Biden's presidency. It says Dr. Rakab Hassan, a research fellow from the think tank, the Henry Jackson Society, told the Sun Online then that the rise of militia groups like My Militia is deeply concerning for the U.S. And I was like, okay, well, what the hell is My Militia? So this is My Militia. It's like a site where you can get, as it says, survival food, water, air purification, seeds, more. It's basically prepping for the end of the world, or for civil war, or for whatever purpose that people believe they need to prep for. Also, it's like a comment board, and I read a comment on here that I want to get. What's this? What's next? What's next? Here we go. What is next? It says, I'm in awe how far we've allowed this administration to go towards making the USA a laughingstock to the world. I have very few people that I trust with my views toward what needs to be done. I trust that God will be with the people who are ready and willing to do what has to be done to bring greatness and freedom back to this country and distress at this time. Now, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but what does that sound like? It sounds like exactly what the article is saying. It sounds like they're ready to go to war, that these people are ready and are preparing and doing everything that they need to do to gear up for a major clash to come. Okay, so read on in the article. It says, he warned the potential of these organizations clashing with extreme left-wing groups could turn the U.S. into a powder keg, Okay, when you get right wing extremists and left wing extremists, and they come together, that's your civil war too, as they call it. But it says the online post my militia was now boasts more than 24,000 members. It's like Facebook for rednecks, for right wing uh, militiamen, I guess. Says shows users goading each other to prepare by showing off weapons such as assault rifles and bear mace. So that's all I'm gonna get. Well, I read the rest of it. It says other posts detail on how to make Molotov cocktails and how to set booby traps, like the one used by the Viet Cong during the Vietnam War. So these people are getting ready for war. They're really gearing up. If you want more information or you want to keep going in on this, the link is in the description. We're gonna get a couple of these scriptures now. This is Matthew 24:6. It says, "And you should hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." Okay, and this is really a rumor of a war. You have them speaking of these people are prepping for a major conflict to come. Okay, but this is not going to be the end. This is going to be really, one of the beginnings, because a lot of things can happen from a potential clash between these two big groups. Or you can have, the military come in and have to act as a referee of such, and what happens with that? You're going to have martial law. You're going to have curfews, and with everything that's going on with the sickness, it's just another reason to lock everything down. Okay, it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. Okay, it says all these are the beginning of sorrows. You have everything that's going on with Iran. Uh, I, I said Iran, Afghanistan, in the U.S. Okay, you have food shortages. You have the the 19, which is about to become 22. You know, if you don't know about that, they're saying that the sickness is mutating to something that they're calling the 22. But that's a separate video. Uh, you got all kind of earthquakes hitting everywhere. Alaska, Haiti, 7.2 here, 7.3 there. This is floods in Tennessee, floods in Germany, floods in all over the place. This place is these are the beginning of the sorrows. All right, but the end is not yet. We still got to go through that hour of temptation, where we will be presented with the MOTB. All right, which is the RFID chip, which is a cutting in the flesh, a charagma that they will tempt you with. So these are the things that are on the horizon. But right now, we are in a time really building up to that. Uh, see, this is Isaiah 13, and I'll start at verse 14. It says, "And it shall be as a chase roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They every man shall turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land." So there's going to be a lot of confusion, as if a deer was, chased by a lion. He's going to, try to escape. That's how the people are going to be. They're going to be in like a bunch of roaches scattering when the lights come on. Okay, he says every man should turn to his own people, and everyone should flee into his own land. So you're going to have those right wing guys all militia up and gang up with each other. You'll have Jake gang up with each other, and everyone else is going to be in their own with their own people. Okay, and if these people clash with these people, you're going to see that, and that in itself is a class war, a civil war, a race war, whatever you want to call it. It's all the above. Okay. Verse 15, it says, "Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword." You're going to have these different divisions, and if you see someone that should be on your side that's on their side, they're going to get that same treatment. Okay, that scripture is very straightforward. This is a Second Ezra chapter 15, And I start at verse 14. It says, "Woe unto the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh." The sword is and their destruction is upon them. Is the time is getting near? It's coming close. It says that one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. You're going to have a major clash. Okay, here in America, there's going to be an eruption that kicks this thing off. And there should be sedition among men and invading one another. That sedition is having no regard for authority. If there's a civil war too, they're not going to regard authority. Okay, it's said that they're anti-Biden. Biden is the authority. If they're anti-Biden, it's sedition by default. So it says, "For there should be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Okay, call Allah Yahweh Shem Yashai that we are in this knowledge and that we understand all the things that are happening in this time, so that we are not as a chase rope. So we're not, scattered when the lights come on as, those who aren't in the know. The water Yahweh Shem Yashai for allowing us to be in our faculties. Okay, it says, "In wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, in fear of, I butchered, so now I got to get it. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times," Isaiah 33 and 6. "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation, the fear of the Lord is his treasure." Okay? So that fear of the Lord that we have, that's what's going to keep us sane in these days. That's what's going to ultimately gain us that salvation. Okay, having faith, works, and being a faithful servant in love, in all sincerity and truth. Okay, so with that being said, I hope you were edified, and really want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yashai Bashem Krakadash. Double honors to the apostles and those of the GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, the women, the children, and confusion of faith who follow. Shalom.